Hello everyone, welcome back. It's me, ChronoJJ. It's Age of Mythology Classics, episode number 11. It's been a couple weeks, maybe even a month since the last one. So it's time to jump in the time machine and go backwards all the way to, oh man, I got hopefully a little treat for you. But first we got Avely versus Bagyar. Avely, also known as Negator. That's from 2010, 2011-ish. And then the next one is kind of something I've been thinking about doing for a while. And someone actually asked me to do something like this recently, which is kind of like a bit of a history lesson involving me. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to do that, watch an old recorded game. And specifically when I was first kind of mainstreaming the Ra Two Town Center Ta, because I was kind of the guy who brought that strategy into existence. Now, I wasn't the only one who did it, but I was the only one who did it at a high level back in the old days, and everybody thought it was not good. Hello, James. But let's just get into it. We're going to jump into, the first game here. Hello and good night, James. Are you just going to pop on and then leave? Rude. But the first one we're going to watch here is Baghar versus Avely. Did I spell his name wrong? I might have spelled it wrong. Oh, you know what? Yeah. All right. Baghar versus Avely. This is from about 2010. So what do we have? We've got Baghar sporting the MG tag. Man, that brings back some memories. They were a very prominent clan from like 2008 to like 2000, probably 11, 12. Probably kind of like second best to DOD back then, the deities of death who were still around. But MG had a lot of good players, and Baghar was pretty solid. A top player, probably not like top tier, but pretty good. And then the other side, so that was Hades. Now we've got Avely, aka Negator, and he's Isis on Anatolia. So I don't know why he's sending two over here. I think she's lost. The shopping mall is not that way. So head on back. But yeah, Isis versus Hades on Anatolia. You gotta think it's Isis favor all the way here. So a little bit about Avely. A little bit of his history is he is, or well was, I guess he doesn't play anymore, but he was a very old player. And by that I mean he played at the start of AOT and was an expert AOT player in like 2004, 2005. And I think he went away for a handful of years, and then this was about the time where he came back in 2010-ish, 2011. And was still a top player then. And then I think a couple years later he left. And as we can see, a real good top player here. First sent her way over here. And then she didn't want to drop off at the lumber camp. But that's okay. So, James, what these are the AoM classics. These are games that I got out of the RTS Sanctuary like Game of the Week forum. So, hopefully it should be a good game. And we'll have fun watching and kind of... I think the best part about these is just kind of seeing like what was good back then. And unfortunately, these games only go back to like 2008, which isn't like obviously 2004, 2005 was when AOT was most active and when strategies were, kind of coming into existence. So I don't have a lot of those old games. And then looking back on a lot of those old games as we see this scout just slowly whacking away at the priest. But as I've kind of watched these old games, I've kind of realized that, man, we were not very good back then. And what we thought were great games in 2004, 2005, like compared to now, are just awful. But what I like about this map is this is the classic Anatolia before the patch, and then also an extended edition changed how cliffs spawn. And man, these cliffs back in the olden days could be just complete cancer I mean, look what Avely has to do to get to the middle. He's basically got the front of his map just walled completely off by this cliff, and even this is his town center, which it kind of might as well not be, because he's basically blocked off by one cliff, two cliff, and a forest. So it's much more accessible to Baghar, who also has a really nice his own town center. But the other thing is that these 3 gold mines up here, kind of out in the middle of nowhere, kind of no man's land, and like the only one that's really kind of defensible, I'd say, is this one, provided you get this town center. So typically what we'd see here, especially between a Hades and an Isis, would be, oh wow, 2 Villies coming up here, is we're gonna see probably like a little bit of water fight from the Isis, and oh wow, I should not have lost this. The scout should actually chase, and we'll finish this off here. Yeah, there you go. And then building both docks right now. So what kind of time are we seeing from Avely? It's gonna be not uncommon back then. This was a pretty common age up time up until probably the early 2010, you know, maybe 12, 13 is when it started changing. But wouldn't be uncommon to see Isis do like a 6-minute classical advance, and that's what we're gonna see here while trying to grab all the fish. I think Avely's a little bit not where he should be. And Lord, Lord touch me now. Hello, welcome. We are watching some old recorded games in a little series I call the AoM Classics. And hello, Fenric. So let's see what Baghar is doing. He's also going really slow age up. And again, this was common for kind of everybody on Anatolia. It's just these super slow age ups. And the Isis would just jump heroic. And as a Hades here, you'd probably try to push him a little bit off of water, but aging up at like 540 isn't really going to accomplish that a whole lot. And these clicks he's doing are really annoying. Got a Relic Pandora's Box, Myth Units Train, 25% faster. And then Staff of Dionysius, Villagers carry plus 20. It's not super great. But I hope you guys are all doing well that are in the chat. So Baghar is up, it's classical through Athena. We'll see what he has to do here. Judging on the fact that he's got so many villagers on wood, he's going to be doing a lot of boat fighting. And he does, 1505 out of 1600 hit points. That was close to going up. He probably could have if you would have put him on stand ground. But yeah, so we're going to see a lot of boats coming from Baghar. And Avely, aka Negator, is actually fighting water a little bit harder than I thought he would. He really doesn't have the dock spam that he should. And yeah, probably shouldn't fight this if you're Avely. You almost see, here's the problem here is he doesn't have enough docks. Like what he should be doing is kind of just letting this one die, but he should have already had like another dock right here to fall back on. Because if he has another dock, they're only 50 gold. He'd be able to hold this pretty well, but this isn't working for him. Like not at all. On the bottom though, because Baghar is making all of his boats up here, he's doing pretty well on the bottom. And Skraling, I'm doing good, man. How about you? And Baghar, what kind of eco upgrades we got? And accent pickaxe, nice to see. Nice little eco management here. Could start another storehouse as we see prosperity coming in. All right, he does have the pickaxe, but he's gonna lose this side of water. Oh, maybe not. Baghar went running by too fast. And the Minotaur is dead and the dock didn't die. And didn't quite work out. Yes, old Rex from... This is from about 2010. And then after this, I've got one of me, kind of by request in a way. Kind of a little history lesson A raw history lesson. And let's see. So Avely used prosperity only on 7 villagers. I probably should have like crammed a few more on there. And the reason he did that is he's trying to age up. But he's probably making a few more boats than he kind of thought he was probably intending on doing. But you can see he's kind of like 65% of the way aging up, but he's just not quite there. I think some of it is because he has no fishing ships on this side of the map. Like, there's no reason to not have these all being gathered by fish right now, or by fishing ships right now, because there's been no pressure from Baghar. I mean, he's only got 3 boats, and Avely kind of did have control, but when you only have 1 boat now, it's kind of hard to say. But now he like went, he went like crazy water now on the top, and Baghar's gonna lose what probably should have been a win on the water for Baghar up here. He kind of abandoned it. Looks like he's grabbing a town center, maybe. No, he's got a land army coming with the stable flipped the other way. Like it. It's pretty high tech there. Actually, that's probably on accident. I don't know if it happens anymore. I haven't seen it in a long time, but it used to be like if you placed a building a certain way, it would like occasionally randomly flip. So that's why that happened. And now he's grabbing a town center. And his eco management, oh. Well, he's managing it, but probably not effectively with 1,000 gold. And yeah, so Avely a little heavier in water than I was kind of anticipating. Because normally, if you're an ISIS player here, I mean, you want to probably hit heroic by probably 9 minutes at the latest. You probably usually make maybe, I don't know, 10 cabinets total. And then just go heroic. I mean, you spam a few more docks than what Avely did. And then use those to kind of defend your water position. So your goal is that the other player has to overproduce on water to try to push you off. And then you'll hit heroic by 839. And then if you really need to, you could cast Ancestor's Eclipse on economy, which also eclipses a Leviathan somewhere, which turns him into an absolute beast on water. Absolute beast. That's something you don't normally think about, is how strong the Leviathan gets with Eclipse. And so he's aged up. Oof. Making a market and not making a Migdol tells me he's going to be going mythic and just trying to win water on both sides. Yeah. So we have him probably overproducing on water here. A lot of boats. A lot of resources. Whereas Baghar, on the other hand, has this fantastic land army, but really isn't doing anything with it. Which, I mean, what can he do? And okay, here's the Migdol. I thought with this market we'd just seen him go straight mythic, but yeah, so this water is completely Avely's. Baghar pushed off, has 2, and now building a 3rd town center. And this villager, Baghar's got this fine army here, but he's doing nothing with it. Like, he could have pressured this. Something. So here's the thing, and I see this is a common mistake. I mean, you have to understand that back then, in 2010, 2011, Baghar is one of the better players. But if you have an army like this, and this is what you're doing with it, you might as well not have it. Like, what is it accomplishing? Nothing. He could have gone up here and, like, properly positioned. He could have prevented this Migdol, or probably what he would have done is forced Ancestor's Eclipse and then had to retreat. Which, yes, Avely would end up getting this all up, but at least he'd force out Ancestor's Eclipse, and now it's too late. like his army actually probably almost loses to this because of the Scorpion Man with 3 elephants, and he's not going to beat it. Yeah, this army, this 4-unit army here, I guess it's 5 because I can't count, would beat this. So now we got the heroes coming up. But like what Baghar could have done, since he had the early army, and it was pretty obvious he had control, is wall this off, and then just sit up here. And he would be in a really good spot. Instead, he didn't do what he should have done with the army and allowed Avely to get this Migdol, and now a second Migdol. And I guess Avely isn't going mythic at all, considering he's making pure elephants here. And he does have full control of the water. Does he have his fishing upgrades? He does. He has both. And then I like this. I'm a big fan of this kind of stuff. I love the side builds. Like, really, this villager should come down here and kind of do the same thing. But this kind of stuff is so good. And players need to do that more often. I mean, even if it gets found out, like, say he builds, like, 4 buildings down here, and Baghar sees it, he can't just let it sit there. He has to kill it, so that would force him to send military down here, which is costing pop, just to kill buildings. So I would like to see him kind of come down and do it again. I mean, he even has boats here giving him line of sight. But Baghar still in age 2, getting his 4th town center, which really doesn't help him economically in a sense, because Avely with his fishing ships is just as set as Baghar is economically. 2 town center to 4 because he has all of these fish. But what it does do is it allows Baghar to sit with a... I hope Avely doesn't cast Ancestor's Eclipse, because he didn't need to. Now, he will kill units on the way out, but he did not need to cast Ancestor's Eclipse there. He'll get some value out of it, but it would have been much better if he would have saved it for when he would actually be all the way up here with his units to attack. He might be able to slip these elephants up here, though, and grab that town center. But this is not nearly as good as what it could have been. And there was another problem that Baghar also did, is wall this with a gate, and that would have saved him a decent amount of time. But yeah, the Aphrodite is up. We've got 17 seconds left. Oh, did he get the building upgrade? Is it coming? He's getting it. He is getting. This is really nice to see. Also, just wall this off. So he's going to have Sentinels to cast on this. He's going to have Curse. He'll have Restoration, though he doesn't really need it. And now we have the upgraded Elephants. And I like to see a Curse. Ooh. The Hades Town Centers, they are so strong. Plus 700 hit points. He might not have to use Curse. No, he won't. No, good hold on the Curse. I thought he might have to use it. He didn't even use Sentinels. This man's saving all of his god powers for the next game. And let's see, we have any Prodromos coming out yet? No. Would like to see him switch to Prodromos a little bit, as we got Avely with firm control on the gold. But yeah, that was a suicide mission there. That's a lot of elephants that were killed for almost nothing. So when you think about it, you had Ancestor's Eclipse used. You had about 5 elephants dying over here. And it really didn't accomplish much, though. Now this siege. Okay, alright. And this is before they nerf on villagers versus siege. So they do full damage to the siege, which was crazy, ridiculously strong back then. Yeah, I would have thought he would have used something there. I mean, you might as well use Sentinels, because where else are you going to use it? And now we kind of get this counter push, but there comes the Prodromos. And the Lion comes in, but we do have the Pharaoh. Would like to see him pick the Pharaoh off, and Avely's in a bit of trouble. Is he aging up? He is aging up with Thoth, which means he's almost worth it to meteor that. But we have 3 Migdals here. And not enough hack units, so this, I think Baghar's gonna have to pull back. Which then puts Avely actually in a decent spot because of how the walls, the cliffs are. If he gets a couple siege workshops here, he can get this town center behind the cliffs, and he can also get to this town center from behind the cliffs. And we hear the noise of caravans in the background, and he is spamming out his trader out as well. And yeah, that's kind of went how I thought it would. Baghar had to retreat. Does have fortified town centers and masons, so that's really good. Yes, I mentioned this earlier. So you're talking about the old school Anatolia with the ridiculous cliffs that would spawn sometimes, and man, these cliffs are just complete bogus right here. So what Baghar needs to do, he's at full pop, is he needs to control this area and just last long enough to tech up and get mythic. Because as soon as he loses this area right here, catapults are coming on these town centers, and we see a catapult here. Oh, Baghar shouldn't be losing this. This is what I mean. If Baghar would have walled this, this wouldn't be happening. Though he can just send, I mean, he can just send a few cav over here. I don't think he has noticed this yet. And that's not good. Like, Avely right now is at full pop with about 5 military units. And this is, oh, the villagers are, no, they got blown off. Oh, like he's sending villagers over. There we go. Send over your Prodromos. All right, there you go. And now we have a meteor on. Oh, it's that's a meteor, but it's not that good of one. Looks cool though. I mean, Red's army kind of disappeared there, as we see we're getting to the fully upgraded siege there, but I don't know why not the best meteor. It looks more impressive than what it was. Meteor actually doesn't do a ton of damage to human units, and we have sentinels now used. Okay, here, and then a restoration, and then a curse. So everything just got used right there. You use sentinels, you use curse, you use restoration. And it helped repair this town center too. And it's helping him push through this. We got the Petrobolus push. The heroic age Petrobolus push. And Baghar is like committed completely to classical or a heroic age here. Now killing these Migdals looks all great. With Avely, with this the tech, he has the Valley of Kings tech, which makes all his units train super fast. He really only needs 1 Migdal unit. But I'm a little worried that Baghar isn't doing more to wall this off. Like, so here's... Bear with me. This attack looks great. It's awesome. We see all these shades coming in. Fantastic. But you tell me, is this the best place he can be attacking? Now, he does have to keep control of this, but what if he just came over here? Like, realistically, this would cause so much more damage if he came over here and conquered this. Like, I can see what's going to happen here is that Baghar is going to get control of this, and then he's going to just kind of stalemate out. Because what happens is once he gets up here, the mercs can just come out and defend here indefinitely. So he should really just be pushing through right here. I mean, look how easy it is. I mean, there's nothing here. Just send him even like 2 of his catapults and like just like 8 archers. And he could come up here, bash through this wall this off, and now he's cut Avely's trade route pretty much like in half just with that. Instead, he's going to bash his head against this, and it's just going to kind of stalemate for a while. And I mean, Baghar's in a winning position. He should win this because he's going to have probably an earthquake coming. But this is not the easiest way to win. And now he's got a few too many Prodromos here. Few too many, kind of a lot too many. Because they don't... You might be confused since the chariot's pulled by a horse, but it's not cavalry. So Prodromos don't get an attack bonus versus cavalry. So the only reason to make them is really against these elephants, which now, as I say, he shouldn't be making Prodromos. Now Avely makes me wrong by training elephants. And yeah, so pushing through for now, but it's gonna end because here's also a problem that I just noticed is Baghar's sitting at 83 gold. How much? This gold mine's gone. This gold mine is 776, and this gold mine is 4,000. So there's 5,000 gold left on the planet here for Baghar, who's making a 2010 Matrius market, and he doesn't have a trade route. Why here? And now Avely's researching the Titan Age. Oh, man. Bagyar is not Magyar. No. Bagyar is Bagyar. Old player. Pretty good. Not like top tier, but kind of like a step below. You know? So, good. Not the greatest. Man, look at all this. But yeah, this is the problem that I see. And now he's doing... This is what he should have done 5 minutes ago. He should have done this 5 minutes ago. Cut off the trade. But here come the Vils. Because this is just never going to work until he's mythic. I don't know who Marcelo is. So, I don't know. And yeah, now we've got the... catapults coming down, attacking this. But man, I love I love these old cliffs. In a way these old cliffs were like complete bogus. Look at this villager right here. Oh man, he doesn't even have enough units to stop this. And now here comes the Titan Gate. So now Baghar is probably going to lose his mind and just try to come in and attack this Titan Gate. And that's not ever going to work. And is he aging up? Like, he's not even close to getting Earthquake. Oh, like Marcelo, he freezes games. Oh, man. Now, Avely recognizes how important this is down here. And he's really trying hard to wall this off. But, okay, alright. I was worried that Baghar would lose his mind and just, like, suicide units in through here. But Baghar is... I would be surprised if Baghar is able to get... I'd be surprised if Baghar's able to get his own Titan. I don't see how that's going to happen. And... Oh, now we got towers coming up, and he's still not even through this stupid wall. And I don't know if Baghar is even going to be able to accomplish what he's hoping for. And again, we've got now this entire army over here doing nothing. Like, there's nothing he can do with all this over here other than just randomly kill a few elephants, which... As the game gets delayed, it's in Avely's favor now because Avely's going to get a Titan, and Baghar no. And Baghar just needs to send everything over here. He needs to stop this. Needs to stop this. And we've got... I love these classical age Petrobolus. You don't see enough of them. Now he's aging up Hephaestus, so... I think that's the right play here. Hephaestus over Artemis. Because at this point, he's not going to get the Titan gig. With Colossus, I mean, it's Set. So Set Thoth doesn't do well against Colossus. And even though he's Hades, he being Baghar, the Colossus will do pretty good. And here comes this last Petrobolus coming in. We got these random siege units down here. And alright, so okay, so he's split the trade. We're not really split, but made it much more inefficient. And now he can wall this off. But then here's the big question. What does Avely do with his Titan? And I think he's making the right play. And it's probably the obvious one, really. Is Avely needs to come down here. He needs to try to get a town center back. And what he does by coming down here is this will allow Avely to regain his full market route. So that's good. I don't quite know why. I guess Baghar needs to protect his trade. I really like this slow army moving at the speed of a Petrobolus. But okay, now we're mythic. But this market is terrible. Like, why? And maybe he's afraid of boats? I don't know, but that's not good. Alright, so the Titan will come here. Oh, he's got all the building upgrades too. All of them. So the Titan will take a long time when it comes to tightening to kill this town center. And Avely doesn't have much gold. Really. Like, not much at all. And now we can see that the market is back to full strength. What do we got? Just this one siege here. We got these villages coming forward. So, yeah, Avely is going to try to get this town center. So, really, he should just sit here with his Titan. Destroy these buildings. Yep, build a Migdal. There we go. And, yeah, so what Avely's doing this right, is he's just building, he's towering up on this side because he wants to really just be able to defend with just kind of buildings for a bit at some point so that he can get this town center down here. And once he's at 3 town centers, really Avely should flip the game around and win. We've got a Colossus, 2 heroes, Astrophades coming out. Shouldn't make Gastrophades until you have Burning Pitch. That really helps them do so much more damage. And now we've got the Titan. Okay, so Avely needs to get out in normal units here. He should stop producing over here. And start making units out of this. Yeah. Alright, there we go. Now I've got Gastrophades, which really do very little damage until they get Burning Pitch. And yeah, these units shouldn't be here. Avely just needs to delete these. And okay, so he stopped production from these. Oh wow, he's got almost all of the military upgrades. And decent from Baghar. Man, are we in for like a marathon game here? Oh no, see, this Titan's going the wrong way. The Titan needs to stay down here. Like, this isn't good here. I don't know why he left down here. Kind of peculiar. Because Avely needs to get this town center up, and I mean, this Titan is kind of a waste of 20 pop here. I mean, he stops on a few Padromos wandering by. But, oh. Because once this Migdal goes down. Oh no! Ah, yes! I love it! A wonder! Oh man, this game has just gotten so much better. Alright, a wonder. Oh, man. Well, now his Migdal's dead, so he doesn't have any way to get military units. Here come the mercs. The first waves of mercs are coming in. Building his wonder. Oh, yeah. I love it. Oh, this Titan. Get to this town center. He should have tried to path block this Titan. These units should have... Oh, now he's trying to path block. Get him in front! Get him in front! Oh, not soon enough. Oh, it would have been nice to get that town center up. Oh, could have. Could have. It would have been nice to max out a 180 pop. Well, all right. The wonder. Interesting. This Titan, he's gonna get pegged down because Avely's problem right now. 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, he's still at full fishing, and fishing in Mythic Age is less efficient than farming. But he doesn't have farms, so he kind of has to get it. But like his economy is a little bit inefficient, and I don't know why Baghar is throwing like his cavalry up against the Titan here. He's losing a lot of units, and now we've got just some random elephants here. So I think Avely's got to. He kind of lost. He had an opportunity, Avely did, to get this town center, but by moving his Titan over here, he lost his opportunity. I think it's too late now. I mean, potentially he could still build a Migdal down here, but he's kind of, I think, just lazily given up on that because he's just going for the Wonder Win now, and now he's retreating his Titan. So what do we see? Yeah, well, he's empowering his market, but I think you're right. I think he should be empowering his wonder instead. But all right, see ya, Lord. Touch me now. Have a good night. And the Titan coming back. He really needs to stop this town center from coming up, because once it gets built at 5,000 hit points, it'll take so long to kill, and he's not going to get it. Not going to get it down. And I don't know what... Oh, the Pharaoh killed those Gastrophades. Now the Wonder is up. So we got 10 minutes. Avely didn't really accomplish anything with this Titan. So we got 10 minutes. We see Baghar. Yes, so Baghar's getting his own Titan. Which... Again, when we were talking about Avely using his Meteor earlier, you would love to see him with the Meteor to insta-kill the Titan Gate. And that's typically what set players did back in the olden days, is they just keep Meteor in their pocket as a Titan Gate killer. And we now got 4 town centers, and being at 4 town centers, Baghar should realistically be able to push through. Like if he throws up like a few fortresses and archery ranges over here, Helipolis and crap should just be able to push through. Yeah, you have the Titan to defend, but the Titan can't defend both sides. Though, where is Baghar's pop? Whoa! I see where Baghar's pop is, and it's nowhere. He's at 136 to 180 pop. Oh, he's built a little bit better of a market. What's the highest percentage that Meteor will reliably kill? I think... Uh-oh. I think it's guaranteed 1 shot on your target. Which 1 shot on a Titan Gate, I think, does about 15% damage. Maybe a little lower than that. If you get 2 shots, it's probably more. I'd think about 15 is what one Meteor will do. So it's you kind of got to get there right away. If you get 2 15's probably a little... we'll go with like 13. 13.2. And the Titan's coming... Oh, no. Uh-oh. He cast the gate too soon. Is his problem here. He needed to push. Yeah, here's the thing. As we see this Titan gate running through the base here. Here's the thing. When... The one thing that makes Wonder so good is that it makes players lose their mind. And I'm sure that Baghar was thinking, like, I'm running out of time, I gotta build this Titan gate. But man, he could have still delayed on this thing another 3 minutes to start it. And that would have given him time to probably chop this Titan down as well. What the heck? Why did he just run? He could have path blocked a little bit more. Because how many heroes we got here? 2 heroes. Helipolis. He's not going to get the Titan. Oh, it's going to be close. 1,000. He's doing about 1,000 damage. Oh, yeah, the Titan gate is going to go down, and the Titan's going to die right after. If he would have, like, path blocked just for, like, a little bit longer. Oh, the last hit. Oh, the last hit. Got it. Oh, no. He just needed the path block. One more hit. And he wouldn't have lost his gate. Oh, that's funny. Oh, man. But all's not lost. He's got 6 minutes to kill the gate. He lost the town. He lost this town center in the middle for some reason. Yeah, that Titan. I mean, if Avely would have played it well, he should have gotten this town center when he had his Titan. But yeah, that Titan killing this Titan ends up. I mean, that's a good trade-off. So now Avely, 380, 400 gold only. Danger Tave with some houses. I like it. Wait a minute here. Oh, he does have it. These caravans look kind of slow. Must have been the angle. But, oh, this is why. He never rebuilt his markets down here. Why didn't he do that? How much gold are these things bringing in? 29? Oh, my. That's why he has no gold. Baghar now has plenty of resources, though his trade route's only bringing in 44. Why is this one bringing 30? Oh, because he's still dropping off at this useless thing. But all right. No, I would like to see upgraded siege here. And again, we see how fast unnerved villagers destroy. Even the boar was getting in on that Helipolis. We see unnerved villagers and how fast they destroy siege back in the old days. So that was 2,000. We just saw 2,000 resources just like go up in smoke there. As we see a couple Colossus. 4.5 minutes. Baghar should push through here. He should be able to push through. I like the towers, because you need something to kill the elephants. So do they have crenellation? So alright, he's getting it. But I don't like the Helipolis. Petrobolus. This is the scenario where Petrobolus will be just as good. Hey! Hey, look! He's switching. Because Helipolis, those big, huge things, they get path blocked easily. They got to get all the way to here before they attack. The Petrobolus can get here, but we've got this line of towers here, and we got the opposing line of towers. Baghar's sitting at a fine 125, a 180 pop. We got some villagers coming forward. We got 3.5 minutes. Oh, I should do a poll. I should do a poll in Twitch chat. How do I do it? Who is going to win? Hold on. We're gonna do it. Try to figure it out real quick. Poll. How do I do it? How do I do it? Ah, whatever, I don't know how. Never mind. The hype was real, but we're not doing it. I think Avely wins. Baghar has kind of lost his way here. He's got 0 wood to make his siege. And I don't know how he's going to do it at this point. He's got some Gastrophades. They do have Burning Pitch. They do pretty well against buildings, or at least against towers, because they only have 85% Pierce. So that helps, but here come the Petrobolus. 3 minutes. No, people didn't make wall chips back then. That's a more recent thing. I think maybe only Dean might have, and people hated him, so. But no, the wall chips weren't really a thing. This is okay. Now Baghar is all of a sudden at 180 pop. Like, just like that. 2.5 minutes left. We've got I'd like the Gastrophades to get at the towers, because here's a problem you don't know, you might not know, is that Petrobolus, usually only 1 stone will hit the smallest buildings. So that one now a 3 hit. But a lot of times a stone or 2 will miss the tower, so they actually don't do very well against towers. And, oh, if he can get this town center down, because Avely has 0 gold. He's sitting at 112 pop with 2 minutes left. He's making Scorpion, man, because he has no gold. And if this town center goes down, that's big, because there will be no more gold for 2 minutes. We've got 2 minutes left, and there's enough. Oh, man, I have to change my mind, because I think Baghar is going to win now. Do we have the building upgrades? We do have both building upgrades. Avely at 123 pop. Minute 44. The Scorpion Man trying to get in on the Gastros here. These are kind of the champs right here. These are what have to do it. We have no villagers repairing. The Pharaoh should come up here and help empower and repair. And Chariots need to get at it. 1 minute and 20 left. They've already taken 2,000 hit points off. I think Baghar's going to get it. It depends, though. Like, these Chariots need to try to get down the Gastrophades. 9,000. A minute left. Yeah, I don't think, well, this Petrobolus shooting at the tower isn't going to help out. We've got a Phoenix coming. A minute left. I don't think it's going to stand up. Got this barrage here. Chiro Ballista. Or not Chiro Ballista. Gastrophades is down to 4,000 hit points with 50 seconds. The Phoenix trying to do stuff, but it just goes down. And we're at 30. Yeah, it's going to need about 30 more seconds, I think. Oh, man, what a game. I love these old games. Oh, man. Yep. The Gastrophades come through in the end, killing it with 33 seconds left. What a game. Man, I enjoyed that. Wow. These old games, I love them. Oh man, that was awesome. Avely had chances. He really did. He really did. There it is. A Wonder Rubble. Even had a few villagers getting in at the end. Stabbing away at it. And what a fun game. Man, I am not disappointed. Avely should have won. He could have gotten this. And then when you think about it, 30 seconds. All you have to do is hold for 30 seconds. And he would have won. And when you think about it, like how many different things could he have done to save 30 seconds? But well played by Baghar there to throw in the late the late Gastrophades there at the end of the game. These are pre-buffed Gastro where they cost 200 resources. I mean, that is crazy expensive. Wow, 120 wood, 80 gold. But what a game. What a game. We have Avely winning both sides of the water, way ahead in economy, but could never get that third town center. And the problem when you're on fishing late game is that you have so many civilians and you don't have military. So we're looking at, I mean, look at this. He's averaging about 11 military units. Oh, and he was never able to spam mercs either, like he wanted to, because Baghar did just enough to kind of block him off from this trade route. So, what a fun game! What a fun game! That was awesome. Kills lost. Avely way ahead. Economy, Avely way ahead. But when you're fighting, I mean, let's be real. When you're fighting 10 units versus 35, 40, not gonna work. All right. So let's move on. Yeah, you're right. We're looking at where he could have built this wonder too, and if he right here, he puts if he puts the wonder here, it's close though. I mean, really, the best place to put it is probably like right where the Titan Gate is. But yeah, does putting it here save him 30 seconds? I don't know, though, because realistically, I don't know. Realistically, Baghar would have had instant control all the way up to here with the way this was walled in at the end. So I don't know. I think we would have just seen, if he would have built this wonder here, I think we would have just seen the opposite, where Baghar just pushes through here. But interesting. It shoulda, woulda, coulda. Never know. All right, well, this next game here that I've got for you guys. Though, by the way, I forget I had my webcam up the whole time. Yeah, more buildings was good. So I got maybe a treat, maybe not. A little bit of a history lesson for you guys. So I've been thinking of doing this a little bit, and then I had somebody comment on one of my videos, and I'm all about the people. So he kind of wanted to know a little bit of history about me and my prime, which that is history. That's 16 years ago. And it's kind of cool because, because you hear this all the time from players who are like, I was the first person to do this. I was the first person to do that. And usually it's not true. And I don't know why my slideshow isn't like fading like it's supposed to. But what I can say, and this is the truth. While I wasn't the first person to do the 2-town center fast heroic with Ra, I was the first one to regularly do it at a high level. I was, back in the olden day, we're talking 2004, 2005, the general opinion of Ra, who was second tier then anyway, was that the Ra 2-town center fast heroic was not fast enough to compete with the ISIS fast heroic, which that was the everybody that was, I mean, the tournament winners back then were ISIS fast heroic. It was Intel GP, Skipper, and AX Hope. They won pretty much every tournament playing ISIS. And man, it sucked. And man, I used to suck against Egyptian. Always lose to him. I was tired of it. Back in the olden days, I was actually a classical age fighter. I would fight classical age as Ra against every civ, and worked pretty well for me. I was top 20 most of the time. But I consistently lost to other Egyptians. So I was like, this classical fight, I keep getting spanked by other Egyptians. It's just not working. So I'm like, what do I do? And so for a little bit, I was just doing the standard. Back then, it was pretty standard to do 1-town center fast heroic with Bast as Ra. You didn't see a ton of Ta back then. It was predominantly Bast, and part of it too was because of Titans. Titans were all over the place. In every game, it was basically Titan this, Titan that. So everybody was going Bass because then you'd get Eclipse for your Titan, or you could block a Titan gate. And so I was thinking to myself, like, kind of at this mid-level, I've seen it a few times. People are using this 2-town center, Ta, fast heroic, but it's really slow. And people are like, it's just not going to work at a high level. But I started using it. And obviously, we're talking 2004, 2005. Things were not nearly as solved as they are now. I mean, AoM had been out for 3 years. People, for the first couple years, played it like AoE 2 because that's where people came from. AOT introduced the H2 town centers, which completely changed the meta, but people didn't realize how strong early town centers were right away. So it was kind of a slow change from the AoM gameplay to AOT as far as going from, now we can get town centers and fight. So the strategies weren't very good back then. But so what I've got, this is one of when I first started using the 2-town center fast heroic. And compared to now, I'm kind of interested to see. I've watched this game maybe like 11 years ago, and I'm pretty sure this kind of perfectly exemplifies what I did. Is that, you got me in the red, I'm ChronoJJ. As Ra, playing against RedLabel as Isis. I played this dude quite a bit. I never figured out who he was, but he was always in the top 20. I think he was a smurf of somebody. Because he didn't ever post anywhere. There was no RedLabel on RTS Sanctuary. I don't know who he was. He was pretty decent. Played Isis. So I don't know who he was. No clue. I heard a rumor once that it might have been like Cyclone, but I don't think that's right. So this is like early on. Early 2005 is when I started doing the Raw 2-town center fast heroic. And my goal initially was to get like 830, which I think even since then it's gotten, like when I came back in like 2012, I kind of worked at it some more, and I was consistently low 8 with 2-town center fast heroic, and now I haven't done it enough, and now I'm back to like 830 again. Plus there was that Raw Rain nerf, which actually does slow it down. Shadoof and Raw Rain slows the 2-town center fast heroic down. But what I generally did, because most Isis players, I'm not familiar enough with Norse, unfortunately, Fenric. I didn't play Norse, so I'm not really sure. I mean, basically, the transition was just the slow transition from 1 town center fighting to getting 2 town centers and also fighting. So in a way, I was ahead of the meta. And that's what enabled me to be better than I actually was. Like, my micro was just average. I wasn't mechanically better than most players, but what I was better at, I think just generally strategically, is that when I played against other non-Egyptian gods, I would fight classical age, but I'd grab an early town center. And then I'd be fighting other players that would be at 1 town center trying to push me off or whatever. So I was like a really defensive, generally 2 town center classical fight into 3 town center classical. And then I would just out-eco everybody. And then what I started doing here is, because all the Isis players would typically do 1 town center fast heroic Ancestors Eclipse push, which worked pretty consistently against me because I couldn't figure out how to beat it. I started doing the 2 town center Ta. What I would do is I would intentionally grab a forward town center with the intent that the Isis would use Ancestors Eclipse on the town center, destroy it, no big deal, and then I'd fall back to my base with, since I've been at 2 town centers, I'd have like 10 more villagers than him. So then I'd sit in my base, grab my side town center, and then turtle until Mythic, and then break out in Mythic. Because I had a better economy, I'd be able to age up faster, usually with Horus, kill a town center, get back to 3 town centers, and then we're back in it, but I'm a little bit ahead because my eco is better. So that was kind of the general idea here. So Probably should have another villager on gold, maybe. Okay, what I'm doing here is these villagers are going to end up going to golden wood. And all my new villagers are going to food, which really doesn't save walking time. Oh, I have some wood here. Yeah, these guys are going to end up going to gold. I don't know. This is a mistake. These should just come to the hunt. I think in my mind, I'm thinking that the walking time is going to be a waste. But, I mean, I'm making villagers from my town center to walk here anyway. So really, I might as well have just sent these here to eat. And just started sending villagers over here or something. So that's a little inefficient. But, oh yeah, the question was, how has Norse progressed? So I think Norse just slowly progressed from fighting like it was AoM, staying on one town center, and just eventually moving into aggression, but also two town centers. So there's kind of the misconception that the patch has contributed to two town centers, but two town centers it's been a slow change from 2003, 2004 all the way to now. I mean, slow, but by the time you got to like 11 and 12, it was early two town centers is pretty common just because it's better. Unless you have like resources that are completely unprotected, generally speaking, early pressure into an early town center is best. As we see, okay, so compared to now, this age up is about 30 seconds slower, probably almost 40 seconds slower than what it should be. If you're doing a two town center fast heroic now, you should be aiming for about a 445 to 5 advance. And a 530 is too slow. I know I did working this out where I did start doing this faster, aging up faster. But again, that took time. So I see what you said, and yes, in a way, kind of. I am the one to blame for the two town center Ta, because I was the one that mainstreamed it. I didn't invent it. I mean, clearly other people did it, but nobody at a high level did it. And it took a while for it to kick in. Like, I started using it in 2005, but I don't think it really became, like, common. Look at this stupid villager wandering all the way around. I think it really became common until, like, 2000... It seems like I didn't see other players doing it until, like, a year... like regularly until like a year and a half later. So someone eventually, if I wouldn't have started doing it, I like how I'm empowering the temple here. And I'm filling in. I'm trying to, oh, okay, all right. I'm shifting forward. So yeah, this is exactly what I would do back in the olden days. This perfectly exemplifies grabbing the early town center, the forward town center, hoping that he'll use Ancestor's Eclipse, bash it down, and then I can sit back with a better economy. So I should be getting Shadoof. I probably already have Husbandry. Plow should be coming as well. Yes, there it is. So I don't need any more gold. Rain and Villies. No idle town center time. And I was anticipating a one town center fast heroic from him, because that's what the ISIS did all the time. Apparently this zebra needed to die. I just murdered it for no real reason. And now you have the town center. Yeah, get that obelisk down. Building rain. Wadget comes down. Rain should be coming. So yeah, I'm about 30 seconds behind where I should be here. Oh wow, these villagers just got massively path blocked trying to come around this temple. Oof. Slows down, because they are right behind these, and then the one fat one must have got stuck here, so these started roaming around the other way. This is kind of my fault. You don't want to leave narrow gaps, because units get caught up. So I should be able to get an 830 at this time period, but this is slower than I think even I was doing then. It looks like I'm on track for about 9. And the ISIS player, RedLabel, he's also a little slower too. You'd normally actually see like about a 740, 745 one town center advance from ISIS here. And I've got my armory coming. So generally what I would do is I would wall this off like with a couple layers, build a couple random buildings just to delay, because my goal here is to I'm going to lose this town center. No big deal. I just want to delay it for as long as I can. So I'm probably going to build buildings here and some walls, and then hope that he comes in and has to use Ancestor's Eclipse, and then I can fall back. And he's up at 8 minutes. It's a little slow. Another thing that I tried to do, and I got it in here, is using rain to block the prosperity. So here's the problem that RedLabel's faced, is he kind of wants to build a Migdal, but he kind of doesn't want to, because he didn't get his prosperity in before rain. So he doesn't want to build a Migdal and lose his Migdal, or it loses prosperity. This was played in 2005, little player. So we can see this is really inefficient ISIS play here. Really inefficient. Yeah, you got to try to get your prosperity in ahead, or just be okay with not getting 300 gold and making your Migdal. So yeah, here comes my wall here, 902. Yeah, see, that is about the slowest you want to hit a 2-town center nowadays is like 830. So this was about 30 minutes late. Honestly, with the way I aged up with the 9-minute advance, like if he properly played what he was supposed to do here, he would be able to destroy this by like 10:30. But for some reason, he really valued getting some extra resources off of his prosperity. He's actually also building a town center, which at this point he kind of has to do because he kind of screwed up his 1TC rush. So this is a little bit abnormal in a way, because generally the ISIS would, in this time period, would just push through one town center. Here's my Scarab. I always went up Sekhmet. I was a huge fan of Sekhmet, mainly because I didn't make mercs. So Hathor didn't do a whole lot for me. I love Sekhmet. I also liked it in this case because my strategy here is to go down 2 to 4 town centers and break out in Mythic, and I would get Sekhmet for that extra 10 pop from the Citadel and the eco upgrades I got. Pretty decent. Really shouldn't have Bosaw because it's not very good. And I'm at 77 pop, looking for Villies. Not going to find any. And RedLabel, yeah, his timing is like a minute and a half slower than it should be. And even with grabbing a town center, he should really be attacking by now. Camels aren't going to find a whole lot over here. Got villagers milling. The reason I do a Migdal there, and in fact I'm doing 2, so I normally wouldn't do 2. The reason I did 2 is because I saw he grabbed a second town center. So at this point, I was starting to think that I would be able to hold this, because I anticipated that his attack would be slow, so that I should be able to defend this. But I normally build a Migdal because what I started seeing is that if I didn't have a Migdal here, the ISIS players would be able to kill my town center without having to use Ancestor's Eclipse. And that was kind of the whole point of me doing what I was doing, is to get them to use Ancestor's Eclipse as I throw away a siege tower here. So like I kind of caught in between here, where I'm getting all of my eco upgrades. You can see I already have my 3rd gold upgrade. I should have my plow up now. Like, I'm thinking that I can hold this, which is why I'm, what are my camels doing here? Well, apparently I don't want siege towers, so I'm just throwing them away. I got these chariots here. I'm a little bit upset, I think. These armory placements were pretty good when I was assuming that I was going to be attacked early. But now they're kind of path blocking my own units here. Like, this should just be a wall at this point. And I'm building a third Migdal. I really don't want to lose this spot. I'm building a third Migdal over here for whatever reason. It doesn't really cover a whole lot. It could probably be better to grab a town center instead of this Migdal. No armory upgrades. Nope. I should have irrigation or whatever the second one is. Yeah, irrigation. Did I play better? No, I play better now. I mean, we're gonna pause this for a minute. So here's the thing. Again, when we're talking about gameplay, I mean, at this point in my life, I was, what, 16 years old? And I'd really only been playing, like, competitive RTS for, like, a year and a half at this point. Maybe not even that long. Probably a year. And nobody knew what they were doing. I mean, this was 2004, 2005. Everybody's, like, figuring things out. Nobody really knows what the best is. You know, the best strats or what. I mean, we kind of had the idea down. I mean, ISIS... Ouch, I got a cramp in my foot! ISIS knew that the one town center fast heroic was best, so the ISIS did that. But, like, Greek and Norse, what they did in these days was not meta at all. It was not normal, what you'd see now. But Egyptian was kind of similar, at least ISIS and Ra, in a way, was kind of similar to... I remember, kind of similar to what it is now. At least, like, the basics were there. But I'm really not answering your question. I'm better now. Everybody is better now. But a lot of it is just through experience and the fact that this game's been out for 18 years now, so people know what to do. I mean, back then, nobody knew what was going on. And even, like, video gaming, like, competitively, just, it wasn't a thing. Like, this was brand new. Like, what do you suppose? Like, what, Age of Empires 2, and what was out then? StarCraft, maybe? Warcraft? Like, people didn't start playing competitively, like, online, like, 2001, 2002. So, it's like anything. I mean, we've now had 18 years to develop the game, 18 years for players to get better. I've kind of been playing RTS games now for like 18, 19 years. So, yeah, I'm better now. Everybody's better now than what they were then. All the civs bloomed in the last few years. No. I mean, I think by the time you got to about 2010, 2011, I think the meta was mostly decided then. Just at that point, it was just a little bit more of like what do you call it? Not beautifying, but perfecting. Like perfecting it. Like by the time you got to 2011, I feel like the game is pretty much played pretty similarly now as what it was then. It's just players have kind of perfected it. Now, what I'm thinking here at this point is that I am going to be able to defend the Ancestors Eclipse push. That's what I think. I feel like I'm defending this push. But I see that I'm ahead by 300 points. But the problem is I don't have fortified town centers. And I'm getting that up. But yeah, the Elephant Ancestors Eclipse push. This was incredibly common. Every game. Every game. And I deleted the armories here. Now he can just come right in. And he only has one siege tower. He has a ton of elephants. So I assume Ancestors Eclipse is coming. I've got a few priests. Probably not enough. And they aren't even, I think they're targeting a elephant that's really helpful. I wish this elephant that they're shooting at would die. There we go. Now they're finally shooting at the Scorpion Man. And they're getting on the Sphinx. I don't know why he's holding on to Ancestor's Eclipse for so long. Like, it needs to come in. If he uses Ancestor's Eclipse, he would push through this. There it is. There it is. So the question is, I'm not where I should be. I also don't make mercs, so I'm not going to make mercs. I got my economy is really mismanaged right now. Like, I should be getting I should already have had fortified town centers up. I also should have had this town center done, because I could have been at 155 pop for this. Like, I should be able to defend this, but I'm not going to. Because, like, he has no economy, and I have 1900. And yeah, I'm going to lose this town center. So, in the end, what I was kind of planning happened. It just happened later than I thought. And so I'm trying, see, like what I should have here, I should have had fortified town centers. I could have afforded it with a better economy and upgraded siege towers. Or not siege, upgraded chariots. Oh my goodness. And then I would have been able to hold this. No, I did not make mercs back then. So, when I first came to Titans, I was playing ISIS, and I was doing barracks, classical age barracks fight every game. But all the top players, like the best ones, and I was good as ISIS. I was 1800 plus. I was top 100. But all the best players played ISIS, and I was like, why do I just want to be in everybody else's shadow? Like, all the best players are playing ISIS. Sure, I'm doing classical age fight, which is different, but I'm still playing ISIS. Nope, very few players played Ra then, and Ra was kind of considered second tier. So I switched to Ra, and I still stayed classical fight against all civs except against Egyptian, as I explained, because I kept losing. And the other thing I decided is, like, I'm not even going to make mercs, because I don't know, maybe it's a little bit weird, I suppose, but that's kind of my opinion, and I still kind of hold it. Is like, what's the point in winning if the only reason I'm winning is because I'm using something that's completely broken? Like, so you won because you spanned mercs. I mean, you won. If that's all your goal is just to win, great. Nice raid. But if you want to win because you actually played better, then winning with mercs doesn't accomplish that. And, like, that wasn't what I wanted. Like, just winning didn't really do much for me. Like, it was more of, like, feeling like I accomplished the win. So, why am I making... What the heck? Oh, man. Throwing up migdals here like nobody's business. I don't know how they're going to stand up against all these elephants. Now I don't have any gold. I don't have a trade route. But yeah, so this is what I would do. Now, I don't know why I did this here. A little bit unusual. Especially because I'm going Horus. Like, I loved barracks units. Like, I don't know why I'm making all of these migdals, because I should be switching into barracks units. But I'm still ahead. Like, he's got map control, but my economy is still so much better. Like, his eco upgrade's awful. Mine, pretty good. I'm starting up a trade route. I'm gonna be at 150 pop. I'm building docks to get water, to get some siege ships, and then I'm gonna have tornadoes. So I should be able to get back to 3 town centers, and then I should be good to go. I think I missed a question in the chat here. Hold on. Oh, when I first saw AoM, what? So it's gonna be the opposite of what I just told you. Hold on. No, Osiris. Oh, Tornado's the right play here. Tornado's the right play. Osiris doesn't do well against other Egyptians. What you need when you're down pop is barracks units. Upgraded Horus spears are incredibly pop efficient. But I still didn't answer your question. So when I first started playing AoM, oh, 4 Ra guy automaton. I mean, you can just do 2 town center and you'll be fine. But yeah, go Osiris. Sorry, I misunderstood. When I first went to AoM, I was playing Age of Empires 2 at that time. I switched. Oh my goodness, story time here. I switched from AoE 2. My chariots just went past these vills to AoM because my brother got a router that did not allow me to play in the MSN gaming zone anymore, so I couldn't play Age of Empires 2. Otherwise, I would have played AoE 2 because I thought it was a much better game than AoM. But when my brother got the router, he refused to open the ports to let me play Age of Empires 2. So I switched to AoM. And I was okay in AoE 2, nothing great. But something about AoM like clicked for me, and like as soon as I started playing, I was like intermediate level. Like right away, I went up to like 1800 in like the first week, which back then, again, I mean, we're talking, it's kind of a bunch of noobs, but like I went to 1800 in a week, and then within 2 months I was 2k, which the top player then was like 2300 because there was no decay. But that put me in like the top, I don't know, maybe 500 players, and I thought that was great. But the first god I started playing was Set. The reason for that was because I wanted to be the best I could be, and Set was the best god then. So I downloaded like 5 Glauc recorded games and just copied what he did. And that got me to 2k, even though I really had no idea what was going on in the game. Then that's when AOT came out, and I switched to Isis because Set was kind of considered no longer good in AOT. And then I got tired of playing Isis because that's what everybody else did, and I kind of had a shift in my opinion. As my chariots are coming in trying to save the day here, as all my Migdals are getting slaughtered. I don't know why I'm making camels when I'm going up Horus. Makes no sense to me. Because I love barracks units. And here comes, okay, so I'm using Tornado on this one to get this town center down because he has no upgrades, so it should kill it. And then I'm also getting upgraded Siege. There you go. To kill this town center. Economically, I'm way ahead. So I should be able to push through and get one of these town centers. I probably should be sending, rather than pushing this is a big mistake for me right here. Again, the 31 year, 30, I'm not 31, I'm 33. A 33-year-old brain would be saying, get to the town center. All right, come on, go, 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 go. Go, get there. Am I going to stop it? Oh, 2,500. No, I ran. Where did I go? Oh, that was a fail. What? The what? I must have misclicked or something. And now here come the mercs coming out, and all right. So that was a big oopsie there, because obviously I sent my villagers down there to take the town center, but I screwed that up, and I should have taken that town center. But I got this one down too, so no big deal. Expert play. This is expert play back in the day, as I'm still going Migdal units here. Hello, owner. What's my occupation? I'm the policia. Oh man, that's a facepalm. Yeah, where are my barracks? There's my Avenger. Yeah, this is a little unusual. Oh man. Even the alligator's against me. Crocodile, I guess. But yeah, like I should win this game pretty handily at this point. Spears and camels would be the way to go here. No armory upgrades. Always get your pierce armor against Egyptian. Villagers are coming. The mercs are coming. RedLabel's got 1,000 gold. But there's no... He should not be able to get this town center back, ever. I should be able to get it up. How's my economy, anyway? Ooh. A little bit slow to get my trade going, I think, which is why I'm out of gold. Muscle... Still building. I don't know why I'm building Migdals here. I mean, I like the water play here. I like it, but I'm going to lose this other Migdal because there's too many elephants. What? I've made like 12 or 13 Migdals at this point in the game. How many monuments do I have? That's 2? Man. Oh, we could probably fast forward at this point. Unless you guys want to watch the bitter end. I suppose we can watch it. Here comes walling this off. RedLabel still does not have a market anywhere. His mining camp's really adventurous. His eco upgrades are really bad. Like, really, this should have been an easy win for me. The elephants. Gaia isn't bad. In team games, Gaia is pretty solid. Gaia is solid in team games. Yeah, I need to make spears. Like, as soon as I make upgraded Horus spears, I immediately start slaughtering all of this. But finally, after 15 Migdals, making some barracks here. Yeah, Gaia's pretty decent. 1v1 struggles a little bit in certain matchups, but team games, as long as you're not facing off against like a Loki, Gaia's fine. Gaia's solid. But yeah, as soon as I'm upgrading my spears now. About time. Still no armory upgrades though. At all. And now I need to start pushing from the side here. Yeah, I should have gotten this town center up. I should have won already. Now here comes the Avenger. I found him out. Another Migdal. Medium spears. I don't know where he's going with his army. The one camel here is chasing him off. I like it. And now I'm trying to get the town center. Alright, where's the Pharaoh? Am I getting greatest of 50 yet? No. What did I spend all my favor on? Oh, my lion killed my villager, so those aren't getting built. 52, 46 hit points, 33, 28, 20, 9, 7. All the way down to 7 hit points. Oh, I got the town center up. All right. Now it should be GG. Because RedLabel is, well, he's going up Osiris, but he's got 1,700. He has no trade route. And I've got a trade route. I've got good economy. Finally getting my armory upgrades. And I think that's about it. Now I realize my villagers died up here. Because, yeah, I can slaughter this, like, immediately. There we go. Catapult's coming. Pharaoh shows up just to die. Appreciate that. Yeah, I spent all my favor on Migdals, but I didn't build more. But I probably built 1, 2, 3, 4. I had 5 here. 9, 10, 11. I had 11 Migdals I built at least this game. Oh, I got the wrong upgrade first. Well, I guess he's kind of going more into chariots now. But should have got greatest to 50 before spear on the horizon. But now it's the GG. He's up mythic. I don't care. Coming in from all over. Catapults everywhere. He has no upgrades. Yeah, no, that's what the ISIS did. All about them ISIS. Every tournament. I like it. TC full show HP, it doesn't. I mean, I think that's always. There's always been a bug that's done that. But. Man, now I'm out of resources here, but. RedLabel has nothing. Here's another Migdal. Throwing down barracks. How's my armory upgrades? Alright, getting there. Yeah, get on there. Yeah, I like it. Nice game. 15-year-old me was probably pretty pumped after this win. Actually, I know I was because I posted this game. So, it's over now. He's got nothing. Nothing on me. Ba-da-ba-ba. Do I have greatest to 50 yet? No. Saving that for later. Hey, there it is! Good game. Good game. So, there it was. The olden times. A little bit of history for you guys. The early Teuton Center Ta Fast Heroic. You got to see one of the earliest examples known to mankind. Pretty archaic. How far the game has gone. But these flies buzzing are so annoying. But let's see. Like, yeah, this is... My goal is to be like 10 up and then lose my forward. And, whoa! Yeah, I should have held that Ancestors Eclipse push because I was 5,000 resources ahead at that point. I mean, just a little bit better. You know, instead of like building these Migdals over here, like if I put up a couple towers, upgrade my town center, upgrade my chariots, which I could have done all of that with the resources I had, then I would have held, and I wouldn't have been nearly this dramatic. But yeah, back in the olden days, I'd say the reason I was better than I should have been was because I was a little bit ahead of the meta. I was eco first and then breakout late, which is honestly, in a way, when I'm trying to play my best, is kind of how I play nowadays. Is I'm a counter puncher. I'll kind of defend, be annoying around the edges, and then BAM! Come through with the big right, the haymaker. And that's what I did back then. Kind of. I mean, I guess if I say it, it has to be true. But there we are. So, let's see. So I posted this on the old RTS Sanctuary. So let's see what the comments were for this one real quick. Replays. Titans. So what do you want to do now? Should I be done? Should I play? Oh, I don't know if I'll play. Oh, by the way, guys, newly painted room. I've got it all done. Now I need to start getting my decor. Start ordering up some stuff. off of the internet. Let's see. I'm looking for this game. Me versus RedLabel. Oh man, here's some games of me beating Magic in 2005. Yeah. Here we are. Oh man, the first comment, just adoration. Man, the good old days. The good old days. All right, let's see. I'll show you guys. So here it is, my comments. ISIS, Fast Heroic, Raw, 2-Town Center. Him going all military, me eco, blah, blah, blah. This guy, you let me remember the best Raw player. That's me. More IEA in AoM. Oh, AoM. Yes. He wins Taiwan competition. Much money. I remember more IEA. Thumbs up. Is it me or Chrono awesome and making comeback? It's not just you, man. Everybody thinks that. Wow, I'm not going to watch all this, so I picked this one. That was impressive. And then here's the question. Is this viable against ISIS players like Skipper and GP? Best raw player is Fox, Elite X. He was good. He agrees. What does this mean? Great comeback. Good job. I rock. Yay. And yeah. Okay, see here is... Yeah, I'm even saying that this was slower than I normally get. I can usually reach Heroic around 8:45, which that's still slow. By the time I got done working with it, mostly I was pretty consistently 8:30. And that is... Game is posted in March 18th, 2005. So I just turned 17 then. 17-year-old me. You know, that's what's cool. I am sexy. Thank you. That is what's cool about this whole thing. Is that, like, I can watch my games from, like, 2004, 2005. And it's like a window into the past where I can see. And, like, what's really weird is, like, I can watch those games and I can still remember, so sometimes, depending on the game, like what my thought process was, or like what I was thinking back then, or what I thought after the game. And I wish, like looking back, I wish I would have saved so many more of my replays, because I didn't save many. Like I have a decent number. Maybe what? 50, counting team games. Like I got a lot of old RTS League games too, from like 2003, 2004. But I wish I would have saved more games because they're fun. Like from time to time, I'll sit here and just kind of watch old games and be like, I remember this. And then I'll watch like tournament games. Like the GGL Global Gaming League had a $4,000 tournament in 2005. I ended up getting like 12th in that or something. And like I remember my games, and like now there's like no way I would have lost the way I lost. Like I can watch it and be like so frustrated, thinking like, why did I do that? But because I'm feeling nostalgic, I'll flex on you guys real quick. Boom. 3/14 of 2005. Man, this was right after this game was played. When was this game played? 3/18 of 05. Wait a minute. 3/18. That game was like played 4 days after this. That was me. My only time. I was number 1 for like 1 day. And then that was it. But yeah, weird flex. That's okay. It's my stream, boy. You don't like it? Get out. But I gotta be done for now. I might play again later in like 3.5 hours for a bit, but I got some things I got to do around the house. I got to start thinking about decor to put in my room here because I've got it all painted. I got all the little touch-ups done, so it's good to go. Good to go. Is there anybody to host? But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed AoM Classics number 11. A little bit different. Kind of went nostalgia history mode for this one. And we'll go back. But man, that first game was awesome. It was fun. But let's see if there are people that I can, or a person I can send you guys to. But I hope you guys enjoyed. And for whatever you guys are doing, have fun later. And maybe I'll just send you guys over to OGNennyJ. And next time at AoM Classics, we'll have a couple more good games, hopefully. And I'll catch you guys then. So until then, until my next stream, whenever that may be, hope you guys do well with yourselves. And that's it for tonight. So bye, everybody.